have a story, and I wrote these a while back when I was still doing the basically the people poems. But I really like these artists, and this first one was one of the harder ones because it's even harder than Boston, just because of how the lead vocalist is a part of another group, and I guess maybe they just kind of goes back and forth, so you never know when the next one is going to be there. But okay, but this is his band, and if you know who it is, wait till I ask who it is. The future to come is hard to see, and I don't know if the present can prevent the danger. I think in the pursuit of fame and fortune clouds the hearts and minds of once many good souls heading down the road to hell from not having enough guidance to avoid bad thoughts and gutters of gold on every street, tempting everyone to stray off the path of safety to find peace. It said, the problem is that the house of dreams fell apart from no one waking up to common sense, cooling the emotional fire to barely a few embers to keep many out in the cold of society. It said, some people are torn in half as between right and wrong, from not knowing what balance is, to make it through the heart of the storm and towards safe ground to build a foundation, so that the silence of the world can be replaced with laughter instead of moaning and weeping. One problem I've seen is that there are too many angel eyes placed in the bodies of devils, putting the innocent on the edge of falling from grace from listening to the wrong strangers, weakening the state of the heart to the point where it might as well be a huge gelatin mold, shaking just enough to keep people alive with nothing left to say but what happened here, and the sound of goodbye from a viol organ has to be one of the saddest sounds nature can make. It said, calling out louder than the heart monitor to announce the next vacancy in someone still young. So I know that the resurrection of the human race is possible, but there aren't enough noble leaders still fighting for another chance for people to get back on the road to glory and away from the despair, tangled in the blue skies, wanting to break free so that the sun can shine proudly once again, with the edge of tomorrow no longer obscured under a sky without even a few faded stars, and the darkness of this dawn removes the brush to paint a new day with bright colors, to provide some hint that a fistful of heart can punch a hole in the unknown to lead the weary through a gateway into the arms of love, forgotten friends to shake off the cold, and in no time use that rekindled burning fire to prevent despair from coming back to ruin the progress towards removing the darkness of society ever meant to dull creativity and positive thinking. I wish you were here, safe beyond the borders of misery, to begin your much-needed healing, since you wouldn't know love based on having more material things instead of compassion. Save a place in your heart so that the next time you feel a happy moment, it can grow like a rare flower taking over a wasteland, filled by everything you've got to inspire happiness in those who need a little help in case some remain divided on how to get back to salvation. Keep tonight not as a time without the sun, but as a chance to heal and prepare for tomorrow, where you can walk the road of life without worrying about the next step giving way, and not fearing the thought of the higher you rise, the greater fall back to reality is, with the idea of forever now coming to an end, and without any chance to try again to endure a hurdle with increasing strength over time, to attempt to climb the mountain to reach a place of pure salvation. Say you will give life another try at getting it right, just to ease the pain constantly produced, so that the tears on the pages of human history never dry, to provide help in preventing further damage, so people can't rely on using their heart over mind, to find another option to avoid evil, to create another you that is stronger and wiser, to keep climbing no matter how high you still have to go to prove the world to the world. This is my heart, and no one can ever take it despite life, saying love's gone wrong, and there are no alternatives other than embracing misery. Standing in the fire to burn the path back to light, to build a bridge over the abyss while rising towards the heaven, to blind the sky from the return of its long lost travelers to share forgotten hope and making up for lost time and healing anyone looking up and wanting a world where danger where the danger of love is nothing more than not having enough time to get to everyone. Never give up, as I said, if it seems to be a little less than friendly, especially if you have good friends serving as a barrier to keep the spirit inside us all from fading into total nothingness. I am just a messenger, and it's up to you to make the change, and turn away from grief. I've got my eyes on you, and I know that it's not too late for our fragile world to be saved. I found love in my friends who gave me the confidence to be more than just a face in the crowd. Some still stay, only the good survive, but everyone deserves a chance to feel the light once more after everyone listens to the request to lay down your arms, open them to hug a loved one. That's for that one. Okay, if anyone has ever heard the band Rainbow, there's a guy called Joe Lynn Turner. He's really good thing. You can find this stuff on YouTube, and this is his band Sunstorm. And it's there are actually some pretty good things. I was just poking around and I heard this thing. I said I heard a couple songs and said I gotta listen to more, and this would be the perfect thing because it's short. Now this next one is a female group, and unfortunately I couldn't use all their songs because it makes me sound a little on the free side, but luckily someone has already read this and they're saying you chose the right songs, but luckily it's short. Have you ever felt stranded in normal life, watching the world go by faster than yourself? Some people have all the company and power, while others are left alone in the darkness, trying to avoid the evil grin of the successful with faces that can make a big barracuda flinch. The problem comes from the language of love being spoken by too many forked tongues, from heartless people wanting to only be among the elite, stemming from others falling short. He said, sweetening the devil delight, and said, used to fuel, and said to fuel their selfish desires until they crash into the wall of fate on silver wheels without any breaks from being blind to the constant suffering of others. It's hard times that humans get back to helping each other because it feels right, and no reward, so that when you see someone who is nothing but skin and bones, you don't hesitate to do the right thing, who aren't strangers of the heart and wanting everyone to have a good day. I think some people are an easy target to find, for trouble, and finding a quick support is very difficult, once the ambush of misery begins and there is no chance to find a crack to slip out, to let the bad animals have their fun while you remain safe, running someplace without trouble. For these people, who will you run to when the tables are turned and no one wants help, from the desire to lend a hand fading away, from knowing who has made a difference and who has not. During the many cruel nights of being ignored, where just a soft smile would make things brighter, in a world where it takes too long to wait for an answer, and how to make little moments less bitter. You have to say goodbye. Blue sky to improve someone's life if you really want to be a friend, or serving as a needed magic, as a much needed magic man when all things have lost their luster, that creates needed fun to pass the time under the sky, watching everything below without making a sound, to one day hear the call of the wild, reaching someone who's tired of not living life without happiness inside, wanting to end their isolation and join others to improve that miracles can happen at any moment. Although the secret to making such fantasies eludes many, leading to giving up before these dreams can become a reality and pave the way towards a brighter future full of love. Seeing the wrong people get ahead in life with many left in the dust creates a very, very hard. Making the few who have escaped feel like their progress, feel like a perfect stranger you avoid on the street, so that the love mistake repeats itself and prevents others from being helped. And sadly, it takes a long time to get back on the road home, from needing to often ask for directions with nobody home to inform others that they don't have to go much farther he said, if they remember, joy is a powerful emotion. It can turn a total downer into a wild child, meant to inspire others to take off into the world with all eyes on those who dare to be different and want to spread their wildness. Don't think life can go on without you, because everyone has something special to share with the people around them, to break through the barriers of normalcy, so that when the lights within can finally shine on the past horizon to dispel the darkness of the past, to improve the future. With a dawn like a bunch of sunflowers stretching out farther than anyone can hope to see. Oh, sorry. Okay, so if you've had enough of being miserable and seeing others, sharing a similar or worse fate, always remember to ask, what about love? And try to find it wherever you can, wherever your travels take you, not knowing how deep it goes, because love is one of the hardest things in this world to grasp. So never give up when you can't find answers that comes without an explanation, or the river of life doesn't feel incredibly cold or sweeps you to a place of further insanity. Sure, love hurts, but the pain proves that you're alive and kicking, and they said to not be dragged into despair, proving anything is possible. So smile, and you'll be surprised at what comes your way. Okay, does anyone want to take a guess at that one?
Anne and Nancy.
Yes, that was hard. I kind of wrote it just because if you don't have enough heart in life, what's the point?
Indeed.
Okay, and that's it. And you can just hit the red button to stop it.